Hello and welcome to Genetically Modified Dragons. My name is Keith, and today we're going to be going over some zeros, whitblits, trans zeros, trans whitblits, and how to show the difference. But before I go any further in this video, I want to let everybody know that all my information, my contact information, is in the description box of the video. So if you need to contact me, all my links is in the bottom. So you don't need to comment how to get in contact with me. My website information is in there. My Instagram information is in there. And some other stuff as well, but those are the main three things you need to contact me: my email, my Instagram, and my website. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about those four different things: the regular zero, regular whitblit, trans zero, trans whitblit, and how to tell the difference between them. So we're gonna start with the first one that came onto the scene, which is a whitblit. Witblit came before zero, so this is a Witblit right here. This is a base Witblit, nothing added to it or anything. It does have some hets or possible hets, but visually it's just a regular Witblit. The Witblit is going to be a bland color. It usually could be a light brown. You can see a little bit of brown right there. This one is pretty dark right now because it's cool. If it warms up, it's gonna be a little bit lighter, more like his arm right there. But on the whitblits, you're not gonna see any pattern at all at no time of his life. So as soon as it hatch out, it's gonna be plain. You can get them lighter by adding hypo, and if you breed it to a white line, you can get like a solid white dragon. If it's a hypo and you add hypo, if it's hypo and you breed it to a white line, you can get a super white whitblit. And for a while, that was the best way to get a white dragon. Was a super white dragon was to breed whitblit into a white line, like a white hypo line, and you can get those. But zero came on and zero took over. But right now, this is a whitblit. Like I said, whitblits came out a few years before zero. Come from Africa. You can add color to whitblit, but you can't add pattern. So you can, if you selectively breed whitblit into like colors, like red. Same thing with the white, like I was just talking about. You can breed yellow into it. You can breed white into it. You just have to selectively breed to create good hets, and then breed those yellow hets, red hets, and white hets together, and you can get colorful, different color whitblits. Usually the middle right here is the hardest part to get color on, so you can get like super nice colors on the outside, but the middle right here will usually still be bland. But as far as pattern, the whitblit was not going to be able to have any pattern, and that includes the little patches that go on these little shoulder pads right here. But let's go to the zero. This was going to be a base zero with nothing added. Again, this one has some possible hets, but visually it's just a zero. And immediately you can see on the shoulder pads on the zero, they're black. Sometimes the zero can hatch with a little bit of pattern. Usually within the first shed or two, that pattern is gone. Occasionally you get patching on the tip of the tails if you have like other genes like translucent, like hets. Even in the normal ones, sometimes you have like a translucent tip of the tail or a little patching coming on the back. But as far as like any like tiger barring or anything like that, you're not gonna find that on a zero. So a zero is it can't hold any color, unlike the whitblit. The whitblit can hold color. So the zero is always going to be a bland gray color, or if you add hypo, it'll be a very white dragon. Or if you had translucent, which we're going to show you in a few seconds, I'm going to show that one next, so I can go straight into that. Actually, no, I'm going to do it in order. So if you add translucent, it'd be more like a purple color. When they're very little babies, they almost look black, as you're going to see. But as they grow, they stretch out, and the color isn't as intense as far as black, and then they go into like a purple color. But this right here is just a base grade zero. I believe they come from Germany. The first person I know that produced them in the United States was Josh Divenberger at Phantom Dragons. I purchased my first Zero from Blood Blank Dragons, which no longer breeds, but it was produced by Josh. And I bred him one time, got a bunch of hets. I sold him to get some of my money back, and then I used the hets to produce my visuals. I used the het. I kept a het male and a het female, I believe. Yeah, and then I bought hets from someone else, and that's how I produced my Zeros. But now we're gonna go into the translucent Witblit. We're gonna do the translucent Witblit first because, of course, it was produced before the translucent Zero because the Witblitz was on the scene first. But this one is in a dark mode as well. But you can tell this is a Witblit because you can see a little bit of color on it. See by the ear, top of the eyes. But I just gave these guys a bath, so they're a little bit dark. You can see a little color on the side spikes. Got a little bit of shade right here. But you can see that color around the ear. Zero's not gonna have any color on it at all. Got more color right there. But this is a translucent Witblit. His eyes are not completely black, but nevertheless it is a translucent. You can see the belly. And translucent and Witblit is a double visual for a recessive gene. Both recessive genes, translucent and Witblit, are both recessive, meaning to pass it on, both parents have to have that gene present. It doesn't have to be shown, but they at least have to carry it. So, when you hear het, that means that the dragon carries it, and if you hear possible het, that means it possibly carries it. And then those percentages, they're gonna vary depending on what the parents were. So if say the mother is a visual Witblit, you're not gonna breed a visual to a het or a visual to a visual. You're gonna breed a visual to a dragon that doesn't carry it. But those babies from that pairing will all carry the gene 100%, but they will not show it. And then you take those offspring and breed it to another dragon that carries those genes, which is the Witblit in this case, and you produce visuals. And that's the proper way you do recessive genes, especially the newer ones. Witblit is pretty much, it's older than Zero, but for some reason Witblit is a little bit weaker in my experience than Zero is. So, but you do want to do head-to-head pairings to produce your visuals. That's how you get the best results. So again, this is a translucent Zero. It's a double recessive. Has some possible hets in it, but those hets are not relevant right now. And then we have two. Well, this one is a translucent Zero, and I know it's a Zero because it has. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get on camera because he's so dark right now. But he has some shoulder pads. I can see the. Let me see. I'm not gonna be able to show it, but I can see the shoulder pads are a little bit darker than the body. So this is a translucent Zero. His eyes are solid black in this case, and he looked like he's gonna be a dark dragon, but as he heats up or he grows, he can get to a lighter phase. Right now, like I said, I just gave him a bath, so he's a little bit darker because he's cool, and he's darkening up to gain as much heat as possible. But once he heats up, he'll lighten up a little bit, but not as much as when he's gonna be an adult. Maybe more of a purple color, purple lavender. See right there, you can see the shoulder pad a little bit right there. If the camera were clear. Trying to get it to focus for you guys. It won't focus. Let me see. I gotta get the background. There it is. You can see that shoulder pad right there. Sorry about that, how long it took, but you can see that shoulder pad on him. So I know that's a 0 and it's a translucent. And then right here, we have what I believe is a translucent Wero, which is a triple visual for a recessive gene. Let me get that shoulder pads real fast. See right there, you don't see the dark spot like on the previous one. So 0 always gonna have the shoulder pad unless Witblit is present. So this is a visual for translucent, which takes away the white color in the stomach and any other part that's white, which gives us that purple look. Come on, camera. There you go. Perfect. Oh my God. I try to wipe the lens to see if that'll help, but it's not helping. So I'm gonna have to move it around until the camera focuses. Alright, there you go. You can see the black eyes, which can be on 0 and in translucent. You can see the belly. You can see the organs in it a little bit. That's from the translucent. Again, the translucent take away white. The 0 is gonna delete all color, and the Witblit is gonna delete all pattern. So the shoulder pads are missing. All pattern is missing from both the Witblit and 0. The white is missing from the translucent gene, and the eyes are black. That can be from both the translucent and the 0 playing a part. If hypo would have been in this gene, it wouldn't in this dragon. It wouldn't be as dark as it is right now, and it'd be more of a purple color, lavender, all the time. Because hypo gonna take away the dark pigment, black pigment. Hypo is short for hypomelanistics, which means lacking of black pigment or dark pigment. So it'll strip some of that color away, and it'll be like a purple, very light purple color. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something in the video. The differences between the 3 or 4 different but not different morphs, but combinations and stuff like that. Till next video, hope you guys have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.